Hey folks, welcome back to Indaba Africa. This is Chris. Well, the criminal alien invasion and undermining of our national security has gone into overdrive as Unity Joe eviscerates our national security with racist executive orders. So draft up the Articles of Impeachment in the House of Representatives and let's get this thing underway. Where you have a case against Vice President Kamala Harris for her support for domestic terrorism in the summer of 2020, bailing out criminals involved in destroying police stations and attacking our urban centers. So those articles of impeachment are already being drafted. Let's draft them for Unity Joe. Wow. What am I talking about? Well, Cochise County Sheriff Mark Daniels, who's patrolled the county's 83 miles of border with Mexico for the past 37 years, reports the trail cameras have captured 2,500 criminal alien invaders crossing into Cochise County alone in December. Now, this is up from 1,200 in August, and just 500 is the norm under the Trump administration. Already in December, 2,500. Now, Daniels said that's what scares me about this whole thing. Though I believe in politics has no business in policing, it sure has an effect on the border. Indeed, it does. And the ascension of Unity Joe as president and the installation of him into that office has encouraged cartels, criminals, and alien invaders to undermine our sovereignty. His actions have eviscerated U.S. national security at our border. Just recently, a dozen illegal Iranians were captured crossing into Arizona. And we're catching thousands of illegals from all over the world, particularly from Latin America, crossing in each and every day. All as a consequence of his racist executive orders, which are unconstitutional and should provoke articles of impeachment for his destruction of our national security. He has betrayed his oath to support and defend the Constitution by undermining our sovereignty and cheapening our citizenship. Well, what has he done? In less than 30 days, Unity Joe has suspended deportations, reversed the Trump ban on terror-prone countries. He has halted border wall construction. He has sent Congress a ridiculously large immigration bill. We don't need immigration in the midst of a pandemic. We need the borders closed. We need this country brought under control, if anything. And he's proposed amnesty for millions of felonious, felon, criminal, alien invaders who violated our sovereignty. The most sacred of our nation's responsibilities is our sovereignty, to protect people. In addition to that, Daniels, who sits on the Homeland Security Advisory Council, has not been included in any conversations that the Biden administration's had about these asinine changes to border policy. And as if that's not enough, on the 19th of February 2021, the United States is scheduled to accept 25,000 fraudulent asylum seekers currently staying in Mexico into our borders. Why are we bringing 25,000 criminal... No. Are they criminals? No, I should correct that. Why are we bringing 25,000 fraudulent asylum seekers? Not fraudulent, you say? Oh, they're fraudulent. Mexico is not in a state of war. There's no legitimate reason for Mexicans to come here because their country has safe harbor. Yes, there are dangerous places in Mexico where people's physical security is very much in jeopardy, but it's a large country, and they can move within inside their country to seek asylum away from the places where things are bad. There's no war there for them to escape. The government's not preying on its citizens, so there's not a legitimate reason for any Mexican to seek political asylum here at present. There are no politically persecuted prisoners or political parties. So there is no reason for anyone to have a legitimate asylum case from Mexico. And anyone who's in Mexico that is not a Mexican national doesn't have a legitimate asylum claim to the United States. The way asylum works, political asylum works around this world, the international norm is that when you reach a safe harbor, wherever that harbor may be, whether it's in Athens or it's in Sofia or it's in Tallinn or it's wherever you reach a safe harbor, your first safe harbor is where you apply for asylum. You don't get to shop around for a place you prefer to go to as if you have some sort of right to be in that country. You don't. And Unity Joe is destroying our national security by bringing in 25,000 fraudulent asylum seekers. Every one of them is a fraud. They should be applying for asylum inside of Mexico. They're safe there. Why? Why, Joe? Never served in uniform, sucked off the government teat for 47 years or something like that. never held a real job, never accomplished a damn thing in the Senate, and all you accomplished in the White House as the vice president was pay for play operations in the Ukraine and China, enriching your family over the years. Why are you betraying this country? Well, let's get the president's view. According to Jen Psaki, former State Department spokesperson, now White House press secretary, you know her, Circleback, Miss Circleback from Brokeback Mountain. I'm going to circle back. Let me circle back to that. I don't have it. Let me circle back to that. Yeah, well, she does have an answer on this one. She says the president's view is that the approach of the prior administration was immoral, but also ineffective in terms of addressing many challenges of an outdated immigration system. No, the immigration system challenges, that's not the issue. Allowing criminal alien invaders into our country doesn't address immigration reform. And it wasn't immoral. It's immoral to encourage people to invade our country, to undermine our national security and put our own citizens in jeopardy. Now, for his part, Daniels had the following to say. We had a president that was very tough on the border. Nobody would question that. And now we've got a president who's going to do just the opposite. Are they rescinding the executive orders because it was Trump who was the author of it and it's revengeful? Or are they rescinding it because it wasn't working? I would question both those thoughts. Yeah, they were working, and it is vengeance. That's what it is. Yep. They also are people who hate America. Joe Biden hates America. Kamala Harris hates America. We know who these people are. They were part of the Obama administration, the most anti-American administration in the history of the United States. The fact that anybody votes for these idiots is beyond comprehension. We're going into Mexico during a health pandemic and bringing 25,000 people over. It doesn't make sense. It's hypocritical. Either we're in the middle of a health pandemic or we're not. Somebody in Washington, D.C. needs to make that decision. Exactly. South Africans can't travel to the United States. Why should 25,000 fraudulent asylum seekers currently living safely in Mexico have the opportunity to come into our country? Have you lost your freaking mind, Joe? Are you really demented? Is it true? The rumors are just not rumors. They're actually factual. We need to have a secure border. The cartels are the only ones smiling right now because they will benefit from this confusion. Exactly right. Human trafficking, drug trafficking, fentanyl from China, sex slaves. Yep. Donald's had the following to say. We've been down this road before. For 37 years, I've worked this southern border. And I've seen the different leadership come into Washington, D.C. They bring their own ideologies, their own policies, and unfortunately, politics becomes the driving force of this. And what happens is the local communities are the ones that take the impact. Well, I can attest to that, having lived in Cochise County on 2 different occasions in my life on the southern border, Sierra Vista, and traveled all around that border and through the Huachuca Mountains. This sort of tolerance for criminal alien invaders has a direct impact on the lives. Damaged vehicles, stolen cars, property broken into, people raped, things stolen, refuse left on people's property, fences destroyed, livestock slaughtered. And that's before we even begin to talk of the ill effects of people flooding into our healthcare system and getting free care who have no right or privilege to it. In addition to that, people coming into the marketplace and lowering the cost of labor, thereby displacing and putting Americans out of work. And then we have to live to the nonsense coming out of leftists about, well, Americans are too lazy to do this or do that. No, they're not. No, they're not. They just expect a wage that they can survive off of. Whereas illegal immigrants can be exploited by these scumbags and paid a less than livable wage, which is a king's ransom for where most of these people come from. Folks, if you're not a subscriber to Chris White Africa, hey, keep up on events right here, news analysis and op-ed about news across the United States, North America, all over Africa, and beyond. So why not become a subscriber? Smash the subscription button right down there. Be sure to toggle the bell icon. Say all notifications. That way, if you have your YouTube app open, you'll get notified of any prepared videos, premiering videos, and live streams upcoming. And finally, why not give us a like? Come on, give us a like. Appreciate that. Really drives viewership. Thank you for your time, for your patronage, and for your custom. Have a good day.